country and political risk for the host country. The Palestinian death toll in the Israel-Hamas war has surpassed 65,000 people. That's according to Gaza's health ministry. Israeli troops and tanks are pushing deeper into Gaza City, with aid groups in Qatar condemning the Israel offensive. The UN says Israel has committed genocide. China responded to President Trump's trade war by going elsewhere to buy soybeans, leaving farmers in the lurch.
China had been the biggest foreign buyer of U.S.-grown soybeans. Doug Fuller grows soybeans outside the small town of Cambridge, Iowa.
It's not good for anybody. They don't really want to talk with us. It's just kind of a stalemate right now.
Many farmers say the impact of tariffs on U.S. commodity exports could force them into bankruptcy. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
School resource officers are funded locally, but a state lawmaker wants to go a step further by having a specialized police officer in every Missouri K-12 school. MissouriNet asked St. Louis County Senator David Gregory why now instead of shortly after the 2022 deadly shooting at Central Visual and Performing Arts High School in South St. Louis.
I want to elevate the training and the focus that's needed for kids. Look, too many parents call me too often saying, I want to know my kid is safe at school. What we can't deny is the fact that these school shootings are happening and they're happening more, and it's not okay.
The school shooter, a former student there, shot 8 people, killing a teacher and a 16-year-old. After the CVPA shooting, former state rep Peter Meredith introduced a bill for a red flag law since the shooter's family tried to get his guns away but couldn't. A bill to raise the age to buy guns and to enforce universal background checks. None of those bills even received a hearing. The St. Louis Symphony kicks off its 146th season tonight with a free community concert in Forest Park.
It's my favorite concert. I love it. It's a unifying concert where we see basically all music lovers of St. Louis there. It's really a family event.
That's symphony music director Stéphane Deneuve, who says nearly 25,000 people packed Art Hill last year for this concert. Concerts will start again at Powell Hall, the brand new Powell Hall, on September 22nd. The Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. Epicure the event is coming to St. Louis tomorrow, and it's called the Live Fire Event. Top regional chefs competing live on stage for a chance to win a golden ticket to the World Food Championships next month in Indiana. The ticketed event is at Schlafly Bottle Works in Maplewood. Competing chefs include Schlafly's executive chef Vic Hawthorne, Mike Johnson of Sugar Fire, and Chris Tomlin from St. Boogie Brass Band.
Sunshine today and hot this afternoon with a high of 92. It'll be clear tonight. We'll drop to 55 in some of the cooler suburbs, about 65 downtown at the Arch. More sun than clouds tomorrow. Another hot afternoon, the high 94. The record is 97, set at 1925. Not as hot on Friday with intervals of clouds and sun. There may be a thunderstorm, the high 87. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Right now, we've got sunshine and 72 degrees. The weather sponsored by the Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The Chris and Amy Show on KMOX. Brought to you by St. Louis Union Station. Twists, turns, and tons of fun away to the new rides at St. Louis Union Station.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Chris Ranji, Amy Marks Kors. The Chris and Amy Show.
You know who it is.
Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
On 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Oh, no, we're away from home.
There we are.
We are away from home. We are broadcasting live from Cardinals Nation.
Took me a long time to find this place, you know.
Well, but you did a great job, John Hancock. You walked right in.
Not sure where I parked.
You will never find your car.
That's not going to happen.
It's actually really quite easy to get to Ballpark Village, and we think you should come down today for multiple reasons, and we'll tell you what those reasons are. But primarily, the Cardinals play today. It is the last home day game in the middle of the week.
Yeah, they used to call these the businessman and ladies' day special.
Businessman special. I remember that.
Yeah.
The business person special. Cardinals Reds this afternoon, 12:15 first pitch. So we have you up until 11:20 today. The phone number is 314-436-7900 to call and to text. You can leave us voice messages on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Download it and listen. We are not streaming today, so you can't watch us on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, but you should still follow us on Twitter at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
Everybody's talking about Jerry Kelly, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical because they've got us here at the ballpark today. 100 acts of kindness. And at 11 o'clock today, John, I'll be out in the plaza right here.
Oh, right there.
Outside the left field.
It's to the right of your dial if you're listening in the car.
Yeah, outside the ballpark, there's that little infield-looking thing with the stage at Ballpark Village. I'll be out there giving away free compliments.
Wow.
Thanks to Jerry Kelly. How about
compliments from Ron. She doesn't get any better than that.
That's
and
right.
The St. Louis County Council yesterday voted down a resolution honoring the memory of the slain conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
And as I mentioned, the Cardinals yesterday beat the Reds 3-0. Today they play at 12:15. It is the finale of this series, and then you will not believe what happens next.
What?
John. The Cardinals wrap up their home season over the weekend.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah, starting on Friday.
Kind of sad.
So that's sort of where we start today because, Cardinals baseball is dwindling. It's coming to an end. They're 4.5 games out of a wild card spot right now.
Yeah, I think we can stop talking about that.
Yeah, so, it's just not going to happen,
Nope.
which is it's super unfortunate. I would love for it to be a thing where, they're going to the postseason, but they're not going to go to the postseason.
Well, a couple 3 years from now, the things will be a lot different, perhaps. But I think the short-term prospects are not all that great, in my baseball opinion.
Well, I would like to hear your baseball opinion.
Well, the biggest problem this team has is, one of the biggest problems they have is starting pitching. And starting pitchers don't grow on trees. They do grow in farm systems. And the Cardinals, the guy they were most hopeful for is having Tommy John surgery. He's not going to be able to pitch next year. And, Quinn Matthews kind of took a step back, the left-hander that was highly regarded as a Cardinals player of the year in the minor leagues last year. And maybe he comes up. Michaelis isn't coming back. Andre Palante has not shown me that he's a guy that's going to slot into this rotation. So where do you get starting pitching from? And where do you get top of the rotation starting pitching from? The only place to do that is to grow them or via free agency or via trade. And teams that have, top of the rotation starters aren't trading them. So it's going to be, we're going to have to wait to get those pitchers, and it's not going to happen next year, I don't think. And unless and until you've got a rotation that's competitive and you've got a pitcher who's in the top 10 in all of baseball, which we do not have right now, it's hard for me to see a team like that competing for a pennant.
Yeah, I know they're good. Next season will likely be one of those where they're just sort of filling out the rotation. I know there are some people who hold out a little hope, and I could be totally wrong about this. Maybe there's a dramatic improvement from the situation now, going from John Mozeliak, president of baseball operations, to a new regime which will take over. Chaim Bloom is taking over immediately once this season is over. Maybe things do improve rapidly. My guess is it is going to take a little bit of time, and I really don't know how they're going to operate, knowing very likely there's going to be a lockout in 2027. I don't think it's going to wash out the entire season, but it could be disruptive for the first third of it, the first half of it. Don't really know how that's going to play out, but with that in mind, I don't know how aggressive the Cardinals are going to want to be in trying to improve 26.
Yeah.
Just because you don't know how long of a season you'll have the following year.
Well, and the question is, what's available
to
get out there. Now, there's a lot of hope in Liam Doyle, the number 1 draft choice from this season, who's now pitching in Double-A Springfield, a left-hander. Good stuff. But, pitchers are so finicky that, to find one that kind of emerges and becomes something special is fairly rare. And we thought it was Carlos Martinez. We thought it was Michael Wacha. We thought it was Jack Flaherty. And, none of those guys at the end of the day, I mean, they were solid big league pitchers, but they weren't top of the rotation kind of guys.
Cardinals, again, we talk to Oliver Marmol on the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon.
Great segment.
He's awesome.
Yep.
He's really good. He's very open when he can be. There are times, of course, he just can't say something, but he does a really good job of explaining thought process. Don't always agree with thought process, but he has one, and he is thoughtful about it, which is what I appreciate. He's not just throwing stuff against the wall. And as a manager, I don't think you can ask for more than that. But we talked about the rotation, and he is giving potentially Kyle Leahy an opportunity to start next year. So that's one guy who could be in the rotation. At any rate, the Cardinals will wrap up the home season with the Brewers this weekend. Off day tomorrow. So they've got the day game today. Off day tomorrow. Then the Brewers are here, and that's it at Busch Stadium for the year. Then they'll play 3 in San Francisco, 3 in Chicago against the Cubs, and then it all comes to an end.
Yeah.
So, John, yesterday, Brad Young and I talked a lot about the National Guard potentially coming to St. Louis and Donald Trump saying that he needs to save St. Louis. And we know we have issues here, definitely. Crime has been an issue historically. My entire lifetime, people have talked about crime in St. Louis. And according to the numbers we've seen, there has been improvement in the last couple of years in the right direction. Doesn't mean that there isn't more to go here. But thinking about coming downtown, and the reason I bring this up is I've got the text line up, and you can text the show at 314-436-7900. And a text into the station says, if the Guard is going to be in St. Louis for the Cardinals-Milwaukee series, I would consider coming downtown to enjoy the last homestand. And I see a text like that. And I know there are people who think, I'm not going downtown. It's too dangerous. I just don't. And I understand why they think that. But I think it comes from a lack of real knowledge and firsthand knowledge and experience. Because if you're down here, I'm down here all the time. I work down here. Right. I come to Cardinals games. I don't feel unsafe. I live 5 minutes away from downtown.
Did you walk here today?
I did. Well, I did not, because it's just it takes too long, John.
Yes.
To
It'd
walk
be good for you.
It would be great for me, but I would have to leave a whole
Amy would have walked here.
She would have walked here. I don't know. She would have run here.
She would have run here.
And I just don't. I don't feel it. And I wish that people saw things differently, because it's not nearly as dangerous in practice as people see it.
Well, certainly, if you're talking about going to a Cardinal game, the Cardinals actually pay off-duty police officers from the city and the county to be on site in the immediate streets surrounding Busch Stadium. So there is, at a Cardinal game, there's actually solid police presence. Yeah. So I've never felt unsafe coming to a game. I wouldn't park and walk, say, from KMOX parking lot to Busch Stadium, walk home during a night game.
I've done that.
Yeah. I came to a game years ago, and it was my buddy had tickets, and so I was solo, and I parked in the KMOX garage and walked to the game. Fine. And then the game's over at 10:15, 10:30, and I'm walking from Busch Stadium, and I am literally, once I break out of the stadium perimeter, I'm literally by myself.
Yeah.
Walking blocks and blocks. And I got to tell you, I had my head on a swivel. I was genuinely concerned.
I will say that. I'll agree that when it is a situation where there aren't a whole lot of people out, it is unnerving.
Yeah.
And that's what I think St. Louis's issue is. It's not that there are so many sketchy people. It's that there just aren't very many people in general.
Which is a very fertile environment
for something
criminals.
to happen, right? But also, do you really go to a place where there are no people if you want to commit crime?
Yeah, well,
right? If you're
point.
trying to rob somebody, you don't go where there's nobody.
It's like the guy that goes deer hunting and there's no deer. You're just sitting up there in the stand and you're looking around. There's not a single deer walking by. That's the point you're making here, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not going to go hunting for alligators in
Mississippi,
in Creve Coeur.
Right.
I'm going to go hunting for alligators in Florida.
Down in the swamp.
So I don't know. I wish people saw it differently. And like this texter says, if the National Guard is here, I guess there's the perception that things are better and different. My issue with the National Guard potentially coming to St. Louis is they are not going to go to the places where the crime is. They're going to come downtown. They're going to go to places where they're visible. They're not going to go to neighborhoods where crime really exists.
And
that's what happened in Washington, D.C.
I'm not a fan, and I'm not certainly I'm not convinced that the president has the authority to send the National Guard in for policing in states that have governors. D.C. is a separate case.
Right.
But I do think having an enhanced presence of law enforcement, and of course the National Guard is a war-fighting entity. It's not a law enforcement entity. But having a physical presence, I think, does deter crime. And I wish we had more police officers in St. Louis and I wish we had more police officers in St. Louis who were on the street patrolling. There's a lot of officers in St. Louis that have white uniforms that don't get out on the street, And I wish we had a larger, more spread out police presence in St. Louis, because I do believe that does deter crime. You're not likely to commit a crime if there's a police officer standing a half a block away.
I'm not opposed to that. I just don't know that I want to see armored vehicles and camouflaged uniform military walking around. I don't know that I want to see that. I don't know I'm not sure I want to live in a place like that.
Well, and I think, that all of this is ultimately going to be determined through, there's going to be ample number of lawsuits. There already is litigation. And then we're going to find out, in fact, the president of the United States have this authority? And the courts may decide that he does. And if he does, then I wouldn't be surprised at all to see the Guard here in St. Louis.
Because I think there are some people who think, I want that. I want the National Guard to come to St. Louis. I don't know if you want it as much as you think you want it. I think once you see it, and once you see people in fatigues walking around, I don't know that you would like it as much as you think you would like it.
Certainly wouldn't like to have a bunch of tanks running down Highway 40 trying to get downtown to the ball game. Those things don't go very fast.
People already complain about the traffic here, which isn't that bad. But just imagine having to drive behind a tank.
I know it.
That wouldn't be very.
It's hard
good.
to see the stoplight.
John mentioned the Charlie Kirk resolution that was introduced at the St. Louis County Council, and last night there was debate on it and a vote. It was rejected. We will talk more about that when we come back. John Hancock, Chris Ranji from Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village. We're here because of Jerry Kelly, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical, 100 acts of kindness. And then at 11 o'clock, we'll be out on the plaza giving away compliments, and they'll be free.
Wow. You look marvelous.
I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that all the time. Also, Chris and Amy show, that's us. We're giving away Cardinals tickets for today. You got to stop by for an opportunity to win them.
Nice.
Stop by the booth after 11 o'clock.
Are they good seats?
I'll let you know.
They're all good seats here at Busch Stadium.
John Hancock, Chris Ranji, 104.1 FM KMOX.
Your biggest choice in home restoration is, who do you trust with your home, your most valued asset? Well, few can match Banner Construction's experience and dedication to excellence. Banner is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor and Pella window specialist. Restoration is a one-time opportunity to have Banner's design team show you architectural options to make your home the neighborhood showcase. Call for a free consultation today, 314-569-1050. Now hiring qualified carpenters. BannerConstruction.com.
If you or a loved one wants a trusted partner to help you age with purpose and independence at home, the Ever True Anywhere Care team offers world-class in-home services for older adults, including physical, occupational, and speech therapies. Formerly Lutheran Senior Services, the caregivers at Ever True Anywhere Care assess your needs and customize a plan for you. Call 314-597-6498 or visit evertrueanywherecare.org. That's evertrueanywherecare.org.
Do you have a dark curiosity? Heart Starts Pounding, Horrors, Hauntings, and Mysteries is a weekly podcast hosted by me, Kaylin Moore. Each week, I'll take you on a dark journey through terrifying true urban legends, bizarre true crime cases, chilling tales of backwoods horror, and more. So if you're looking to join a passionate community of the darkly curious, Check out Heart Starts Pounding on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, stay curious.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Your home equity could vanish almost overnight, stolen by scammers who forge a deed and transfer it out of your name. The FBI calls it house stealing, and the worst part is you may not know it until it's too late. Find out if you're already a victim now at HometitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO for a 30-day free trial, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Go to HometitleLock.com now. Promo code RADIO.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. Did you know that warmer weather can have an impact on people with dry eye and who experience itchy, scratchy eyes? The heat makes tear production more important. Tears are essential for overall eye health and clear vision. Without good tear production, our eyes can become inflamed, irritated, and damaged. And those conditions can sometimes be difficult to reverse. It's important to see the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates if you're experiencing any eye discomfort due to the weather. Call today at 314-966-5000. Make an appointment with doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andrew Royer. They're known as the doctor's doctors because more than 250 local doctors are their patients. In Sullivan, St. Peters, and at their main headquarters, 270 in Manchester. Call 314-966-5000 or online, youridoc.com.
The new treatments in the fight against Alzheimer's. Now is the time for action. Join the St. Louis Walk to End Alzheimer's Saturday, October 25th at Chesterfield Amphitheater. Help us see a world without Alzheimer's. Register today, alz.org/walk.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX. Sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. KMOX is everywhere. 11:20 a.m. Streaming live on the Odyssey app. And now at 104.1 FM.
Live at Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village. John Hancock and Chris Ranji until 11 o'clock. And then we'll be outside in the plaza from 11 till 12. I'll be there anyway. John has things to do.
And people to go and people to see and places to go.
Got tickets to give away.
Have you now?
So, if you come up to the tent, we'll be outside or our table.
I'm pretty sure if you get these free tickets we're giving away that you can just walk right down and sit in those green seats.
Well, okay, don't say that.
What?
We don't know that.
Oh.
We don't know where the tickets are.
Oh.
I mean, they could be up in the 400. You could be sitting up in the Bud Terrace.
It's a mystery where these tickets are.
Well, no matter where you are, you could sit in the Bud.
Used to have, when I was in the legislature, they used to give us standing room only tickets. We'd go to any game we wanted.
I don't mind standing room. You can go all over the ballpark.
Yeah.
So Republican Councilman Mark Harder in St. Louis County introduced a resolution that would have honored Charlie Kirk. And the council turned it down by a 5-2 vote. And people at a council meeting in Clayton yesterday spoke in favor of it. They spoke against it, but it was ultimately turned down. I'd like to get your thoughts on the resolution in general, because, look, I think that we can all agree there are some extremist wackos out there who do not agree, or they think it's funny, or they think he had it coming that Charlie Kirk was murdered last week. I think that's crazy. I think it's crazy to suggest he deserved that in some way. I don't agree with much of anything he ever had to say, but that doesn't mean he should be murdered for that. It doesn't mean he should be killed because of it. I also don't know that we need to take an extra step and have a resolution honoring him, because some of his thoughts were pretty questionable, not just disagreeable, but I would say in some cases, in my opinion, I think they were detestable. Not all of them, but some of them. That's my opinion of some of the things he had to say. I don't know that we need to do resolutions.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't. We can all agree this is not how you handle political disagreement and vehemently agree with that. But I don't think we have to necessarily do this or, in my opinion, fly the flag at half staff in honor of him.
Yeah, I mean, he was Charlie Kirk was a provocateur and quite good at it. And he did say, I think generously I could say he said a lot of controversial things in the course of his public life, and he was a public person. I tend to try and look at it. Everybody, in my opinion, is made in God's image, and by and large, the most people have redeeming qualities. And I mean, there are some people that are pure evil, but that's relatively rare,
right?
And so there are redeeming qualities that each of us possess, and there are also qualities that each of us possess that are less than wholesome and less than appealing for people. Now, I didn't read the resolution, but I think you could acknowledge in a resolution honoring his memory. If that's what you want to do, you can offer a resolution about anything or anybody. If you wanted to do that, I think you could do it, extolling the fact that he was an advocate of free speech, that he engaged in peaceful political dialogue with people, that he left a real impact, certainly on the conservative movement in this country, whether you like that or not. It's inarguable. And I think you should acknowledge, if you're going to have a resolution, you should acknowledge that he had some very controversial positions, including positions that many consider to be racist. I think that's, you don't have to say I think he was a racist, but it's also inarguable that many people out there considered some of the rhetoric he used as racist rhetoric.
Yeah.
I suspect this resolution didn't say that.
No, it didn't have that. It did say in part that the council condemns the assassination of Charlie Kirk in the strongest possible terms.
I'm good with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all do.
Yeah.
Again, there are, in any death, in any tragedy, there are always going to be some wackadoodles who take delight in it for whatever reason. Always, always, always. This is no exception. This is happening here. But 99.9% of people in the country think this was awful.
It was.
We don't agree that it was good this happened to him last week. It was objectively terrible on multiple fronts.
I never met Charlie Kirk, but it hit close to home for me insofar as, I have a 31-year-old son.
Mm-hmm.
And the Charlie Kirk, 31 years old, married, 2 children, one of whom is a baby, the other still an infant. They're going to grow up and never know and remember their father. That is tragic. Yeah, I mean, you're putting a scar on those kids. I mean, you hope and pray that they get through life and become productive members of society, and they could, but it's you've taken their daddy away from them, and that is tragic.
It's absolutely tragic. John Hancock, Chris Ranji, we welcome your thoughts. 314-436-7900. And trust me, this is more interesting than it sounds.
Oh, all right.
There's a sharp soybean yield decline happening in Missouri, or it's possible to happen in Missouri. And it could have some really big effects.
That sounds like a humdinger.
It could have some huge effects on the state. And we're going to talk to somebody about it.
A guy that knows his beans.
Yes, a guy who knows
he knows
his
beans about beans. This guy.
Trust me, it could be a very big deal for Missouri farmers. Okay,
there you go.
And we got a lot of farmers in Missouri.
We do.
Okay, so Andre Reese is an assistant professor and state extension specialist in soybean agronomy at Mizzou.
That's where you make birds out of paper.
That's not what that is.
No.
That's origami.
Oh, okay.
Close
Sorry.
enough.
Yeah.
Hancock and Ranji on KMOX.
Hey guys, Dave Glover here for the Dave Glover Show. So, what is my show? My show is 4 different people living 4 different lives, all coming together every day between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. to talk about life, actual life, not so much headlines or did you see what Trump did today or XYZ. Never predictable because I never know what I'm going to talk about from one segment to the next. So it truly is unique and unpredictable. Join us.
104.1 FM, KMOX.
Many of you know that my inspiration for becoming an accident attorney was my brother Tim, who was rendered a quadriplegic at age 18. I didn't know what a personal injury lawyer was or what they did, but I soon did. Tim was treated terribly by the insurance company, and I became enraged. It was a constant delay and deny. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Tim later worked with me for 27 years. Last year, my hero died at age 65. You can see my eulogy for him by visiting mybrothertim.com. He was one hell of a man. Because of Tim, together we built the largest injury firm in the world, and our clients are treated the way I would want my family to be treated. At Morgan & Morgan, nobody is a nobody and everybody is a somebody. If you need our help, visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer. See you soon, Tim. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
It is sunny and 90 degrees in St. Louis. The AccuWeather Real Feel is 98. We're going to get a high today of 94. The weather is brought to you by Financial and Tax Strategies.
It's never too early to start thinking about your retirement journey, and it's never too late either. You just need to know that the steps may look a little different. Listen to Wealth and Wisdom with Gary Goldberg, Saturday mornings at 7 here on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Y'all remember me mentioning my wife's thermostat being broke because of the, the change of women evidently have to go through, which is horrible. People called me asking me how did she feel about me sharing her insanity. I did notice seeing her looking through a fork at me. So, hey guys, if your wife, your girlfriend, your better half is looking through a fork at you, look it up. Why? You're going to be shocked. But she's still happy that she's got air conditioning. So you need help, you need pricing, somebody told you need new equipment. Remember, Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. But guys, look up wives looking through forks at husband. You better change your program around. God bless.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey. If you or someone you know has a home to sell, call Gloria Lou. That's right, Gloria Lou, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria is here with me now. And when it comes to St. Louis area market conditions, what advice do you have for home sellers in today's market?
Well, most importantly, I understand every seller's situation is different. Some sellers need to sell, and some sellers want to sell. And a lot of my sellers are looking to buy, and they also have a home to sell. My advice in this uncertain market is to get an upfront written guarantee. That way, you know exactly how much you stand to make with your home sale. My guarantee sale offer is simple. I'll sell your home at 100% of market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Take it from me, Debbie Monterey. Sell with certainty and an upfront written guarantee with Gloria Lou. 314-325-6888. 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Hey guys, Dave and Rach here for our good friends at Smart Mouth. So it is unique by the very definition of the word. It's the only mouth rinse out there with two chemicals that combine to prevent bad breath for 24 hours a day with just 2 rinses a day.
Never have bad breath again. You can find Smart Mouth locally at Schnucks and Deerbergs or at Walgreens, Walmart, and Amazon. Visit smartmouth.com to snag a special discount on your next Smart Mouth purchase. That's smartmouth.com/Glover.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
From Cardinals Nation, John Hancock and Chris Ranji. It is 104.1 FM KMOX. We are here until a little after 11 o'clock. Then we've got the, actually just up until 11. And then we've got the Cardinals pregame show, 12:15 first pitch this afternoon from Busch Stadium. It is time to go to the guest line this morning. And we welcome into the show Assistant Professor and State Extension Specialist in Soybean Agronomy at Mizzou. It is Andrew Reese. And the reason we're having Andre on the show is because there could be a problem with the yield this year, and it could mean some pretty big issues for Missouri farmers, which means it's not great for the state. So, Andre, we appreciate you being with us today. How are you?
Good morning. Very good. Thanks for having me here today.
Yeah, Andre, tell us what's happening here, because we say, hey, there's going to be a decline in the yield of soybeans in Missouri, and people go, okay. Why is this a big deal, though?
Yes, sure. So, well, it has been hot and dry lately, right? August was the second driest August in the whole historical series in Missouri across the whole state. And that impacted soybean yields. And soybean is the main crop planted in Missouri, and it contributes a whole deal for the Missouri economy.
Yeah, and it's not just the cash crop domestically. It's a crop that historically has been a large export for Missouri farmers. And, of course, those are affected now by tariffs. How big of an economic impact is this, combination of tariffs and temperature going to have on our farmers?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and hard to pinpoint the size of the economical impact. The mixture of tariffs and bad weather, it's never a good mixture to have. So, in one hand, we have this tariff war and other countries that can substitute the U.S. as global suppliers of soybean, and soybean is widely used as feedstock. There is no other protein source to feed fisheries, poultry, beef cattle, dairy cattle in the world. So soybean is the main crop to do so. And with the tariff war, other suppliers, as countries in South America, they tend to occupy the role of the U.S. in that regard with China or Europe, right? So right there, just isolating this factor is already a bad news or a bad deal for the U.S. But the weather is a completely different ballpark or problem that we are having this season, right? So the soybeans and mostly soybeans in the state, they were heading to potential yield breaking record year. Until July, the weather was perfect with a very nice rainfall. It was a wet spring, so the crops in the field were looking perfect, I would say. But then we had August, and now the production is forecasted to decrease a little bit. It won't be a completely harvest fail. Crop farmers will be harvesting. The yields will be, decent, but below the previous expectation and likely below the historical yield in Missouri.
So how often does that happen where everything looks to be on track to be a really good year for production, and then suddenly the weather just really changes and affects all of it? Because that's what it sounds like happened this year.
Yes, not often that kind of a situation occurs. Usually we will have, the weather not super good since the beginning of the season. So farmers, they have a good expectation from the beginning that yields are going to be higher or lower. But this season was different in that regard. So the conditions were great. So very likely farmers were, investing or having a different expectation, and not only farmers, but the whole industry, right? Logistics, elevators, everybody that somehow take place in the soybean industry in Missouri. And suddenly, or not so suddenly, but August was, a turning point for the weather. And August is the time of the year where soybean and other crops, but mostly soybeans, are defining the yield. So it's the seed filling stage, and in that stage we need good rainfall and good radiation, solar radiation we had, but the rainfall was way below the historical average. And changing the rules of the game is never good for farmers or the industry overall.
How big is the footprint of the drought? Is it affecting all soybean that's grown in the U.S., or is it isolated more to a Midwest geography?
I would say the Midwest geography got hit badly than other regions. For instance, the Mid-South, many states or counties in the Mid-South, they have irrigated beans, so drought is not a concern. And that would be also true for the southeast region of Missouri, the Boot Hill region. Over there, there are many soybean production going under irrigation. So for irrigated areas, the yield reduction is not expected as much as the dry land or rain-fed region. But for the central part of the state and the north part of the state, as well as Iowa, Illinois, Nebraska, Indiana, overall, it has been a dry season compared to other years.
So soybeans are the number one crop grown in Missouri, and it's a crop that's grown wherever there is agriculture in the state. They're growing soybeans, right? It's not. You see it; it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. So usually the typical production system in Missouri and in the Midwest as a region is to have a crop rotation between corn and soybeans. So one year would be corn, the following year would be soybeans, and some farmers they also have wheat in the crop rotation. But soybean is in a production system with corn and wheat. But usually corn is planted first in the spring. So for the corn in Missouri this season, the drought was not so impactful because, corn had a different crop physiology, but also it has been planted earlier than soybean. But soybean usually is planted after corn, and the drought hit the soybean during a very critical yield-defining stage. But answering your question, yes, soybean is very prevalent in the Missouri landscape, and usually is under rotation with corn and sometimes wheat.
So, Andre, last thing for you, how badly will farms be affected in terms of economics? And, is it a situation where they're going to have a tough time recovering it here in Missouri?
Yes, I would say it's going to be a bad year for soybean farmers in Missouri, not only because of the drought impact on yield, but also because of the tariff war and the low commodity price. So the margins are already small, and now with a potential reduction of yield, farmers will have a hard time to stay in black. So it's very likely to have farmers not being able to reinvest or, stay in a good financial position after the end of the season.
Andre Reese, assistant professor and state extension specialist in soybean agronomy at Mizzou. We appreciate your time. Thank you for visiting with us today.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
John, I knew we grew up around soybeans.
Yeah.
But it's always one of those things where it's like, hey, there are soybeans everywhere. I don't know exactly what happens to them when they get picked.
Well, yeah.
I guess they feed cattle.
You feed the pigs and the cattle and the fish. You make a lot of soy sauce with those puppies. You know, that's why China, they buy so many soybeans because they're making all that soy sauce
from
there.
us.
That's right. Well, not anymore. And yeah, and then of course, let's not forget tofu. I mean, that's all they eat out in California. So a lot of soybeans go into that. There's milk that's made out of soybeans. You got ink that's made out of soybeans.
What?
Ink?
Ink?
Yes.
It is?
Yeah.
I never heard that.
Look that up, Peach. I'm not. You people think I make stuff up here because.
Well, John, sometimes I think you might just throw stuff at the wall.
You do?
But it's not that.
What? Go ahead, Peach.
It's
Soybean oil, ink. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
I know.
Okay,
I know an awful lot about agriculture because of my background.
What is your background?
My great grandfather was a farmer.
Okay. Did you know your great grandfather?
Never met him.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
George Washington Hancock was his name.
Mm-hmm. What? In your family, you got a George Washington
Hancock
and John Hancock.
Yeah.
Any other historical names?
Missouri Ann Hancock. Now
Okay.
she was not in the direct line. She was an aunt of some type.
John Hancock, Chris Ranji, live at Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village. We will have Katie Lee Collier, owner of Katie's Pizza and
That's
Pasta.
a good pizza.
Yeah, right here. There's a location.
I know it.
What is that? 100 yards, 150 yards,
something like that.
Right over that direction. John Rooney will join the show. Katie's going to join us at 10. John Rooney at 10:30. Then at 11 o'clock, we'll be out there on the plaza getting ready for Cardinals baseball and Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. I'll be giving out compliments, and it will cost you nothing.
Wow.
Because that's the kind of guy I am.
I'll be giving out condiments.
No,
ketchup, mustard.
You're leaving.
Oh, that's right.
You don't want to stay.
Nope.
But you could if you want.
I could if I want.
John Hancock, Chris Ranji from Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village on KMOX.
This special alert is for all Americans who own a vehicle. If you have a warranty that's about to expire or no warranty coverage at all, this message is for you. It's time to stop worrying about future car repairs today. Your vehicle is essential, but unexpected breakdowns can derail your plans and your wallet. It's time to future-proof your ride with CarShield. CarShield offers a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that saves drivers thousands from out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Imagine if your engine quits or your transmission fails. You could pay a fraction of the repair cost. This protection plan is at an all-time low, and to give you even more peace of mind, drivers who activate today also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Don't wait for a breakdown to drain your savings. Future-proof your car with CarShield today and drive with confidence. Call CarShield for your free quick quote. Call 800-908-8646. That's 800-908-8646. What do you have to lose? Call 800-908-8646. That's 800-908-8646. Again, 800-908-8646.
You know, despite what we hear in the news, the world isn't all bad.
That's right. A little kindness can go a long way, like holding the door open, sharing a compliment, or just being polite.
It doesn't cost a thing, but it can mean everything to someone else.
So let's all do our part, one small act at a time.
Because kindness is contagious.
The Chris and Amy Show, spreading kindness. In partnership with Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical.
The Musial Awards celebrates its 20th year on Saturday, November 22nd at Stiefel Theater. You can be in the audience for this nationally televised event hosted right here in St. Louis. It's a night to be entertained and inspired. Tickets at musialawards.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club.
Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
John Hancock, you already know the Chicago Bears are horrifically bad.
They're not good.
They're supposed to be good. But one man is benefiting from how bad they are.
Is that right?
I don't mean the Lions or the Packers
Yeah.
or any other team in the NFC North. I'm talking about Chase Bandolik.
Oh, Chase Bandolik.
Chase Bandolik is a fitness instructor from 29 years old from Wheeling, Illinois.
All right.
And Wheeling is a suburb of Chicago. Well, Chase has declared that for every point the Bears lose by this year, after every loss, he's going to run a mile.
Oh.
So on Sunday, Chase ran 31 miles.
Oh,
because
that's getting into Amy Mark scores territory.
Because it is.
Yeah.
Because the Bears are terrible and they lost by 31 points to the Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
52-21 was the final.
I tell you, that was a rough. I had to turn it off after a little bit, but
I took a nap in the third quarter.
I thought the Bears defense was supposed to be fairly decent, right? I mean,
they're getting no pressure whatsoever.
I know.
It's bad, John. It's so bad.
And if you saw the Lions, because the Lions were a very good football team last year,
and they're still good.
They're very good. But if you saw them week 1 against Green Bay, you thought, they lost their offensive defensive coordinators, and there was some speculation that maybe the magic was gone, and then they lay an egg against Green Bay,
and the thrill is gone too.
The thrill is gone. But man, they looked against the Bears. They looked every bit as good as they were last year, which tells me that the Green Bay Packers might be the team to watch this year, all the way to the Super Bowl.
I think Missouri State might have a good day against the Bears.
Well, they're playing better ball. They're a big time school now.
Missouri State, yeah.
They're in the whatever it is that you're supposed to be in.
I don't care about them anymore. They left the Missouri Valley, so I'm over them.
What are they in?
Is it Conference USA? I don't know what their football conference is, but I think it's Conference USA.
I bet they're using soy ink when they sign those NIL contracts.
I can't believe you knew anything about that.
It's agriculture, Ron.
Hey, John, did you see that a Spirit Airlines nearly crashed into Air Force One?
I did not see that.
Okay. The Boeing 747, the president's plane,
right,
and a Spirit Airlines passenger plane above Long Island yesterday came way too close to each other, and dispatchers had to yell, "Turn now, turn now," because they were getting really way too close. But, and this seems about right for Spirit, doesn't it?
Man, because the airspace around Air Force One is,
right?
It's very unique in terms of how aviation handles it. I'm really shocked that a plane would even be anywhere in the vicinity of Air Force One.
I don't know how that even happened.
Right.
So you're supposed to, I guess the two planes were within several miles of each other, but that's still a little too close for Air Force One. You got to be farther away than that.
No, absolutely right. And man, a tragedy averted there, huh?
Well, yeah, that could have been a real problem.
No kidding.
You don't want that to happen to you. We are giving out tickets today.
You don't say.
We have Cardinals tickets that we will be giving out to lucky listeners.
We've got a whole suitcase full of these things.
We got a suitcase full of tickets. It's not a huge suitcase, but it is a suitcase.
Well, suitcases.
So I'll be starting at 11 o'clock. I'll be on the plaza here.
It's a suitcase that would fit in the overhead compartment, but it's still a suitcase.
Right. It actually might fit under the seat in front of you. But I'll be out here on the plaza, right here at Ballpark Village, near where the stage is. You'll find me. I'll be giving out compliments too.
Ranji compliments. Now, here's something you don't see every day.
Yeah, but if you want some of those free Cardinals tickets for today, come out and see me.
What
and
a
you might
deal.
get
Who's
some.
pitching today?
I can't tell you.
Palante?
Today?
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
Okay. I don't know either.
Yeah, I need to probably look that up, don't I?
Yeah.
Cardinals 12:15 is the first pitch. So you are going to want to listen to the ball game pregame show at 11:20.
It is
today.
Palante.
Good for you, John.
You want to get that free ticket, folks, because you want to be here for the first inning.
Andre Palante caught the first pitch that I threw out. Amy and I threw out first pitch.
How'd you
two
get to do
seasons
that?
ago? I don't know. KMOX Day at the ballpark.
Well, hello.
When we come back, owner of Katie's Pizza and Pasta, Katie Lee Collier, is going to join the show. They're expanding.
That's some good pizza.
They're killing it. So
That is some
Katie,
good pizza.
Katie's with us next on KMOX.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. So as you know, I'm a lawyer, haven't practiced in a long time, but I did plaintiff's work and defense work, so I have a pretty good understanding of it. I have a pretty good idea of who's who in the firmament of plaintiffs' attorneys. And for my money, Mark Cantor is the guy. He's a great attorney. He is a great practitioner. He's put together a great team. He was born and raised here. He lives here. He works here. He wins here. Call 314-628-ALL-9s or CantorInjuryLaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based on advertising.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here for 213 Complex, which you can pick up at Supplement Superstores. With school back in session, you're into a new routine. That routine's going to last. Make it a fitness routine as well. I know that's what I'm doing in advance of the holidays, and I'm using 213 Complex to get it done because what I'm getting is all-day boost to the metabolism, 24 hours a day. I get appetite control, which is huge for me, and all-day focused energy that comes with no jitters. So for you, just go to Supplement Superstores, tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They will give you 30% off the 213 Complex. Find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It's easy to feel apprehensive about getting screened for cancer or to just keep putting it off. But Siteman Cancer Center wants to remind you how important it is, especially after the age of 40. And they also want you to know how easy it is to get it done. GetScreenedNow.com has all the information you need on cancers like prostate, breast, colon, lung cancer. You can also find out your risk of disease by answering just a few simple questions. And then you can find one of the hundreds of screening locations in the area. Even if you're a little farther out, there is probably a place near you. You have heard this before, but catching cancer early dramatically increases the odds of a successful treatment. especially with so many cancers showing up earlier in life. So do not be intimidated. Siteman will make the process as simple as possible. GetScreenedNow.com. Do it for your family and friends who count on you. Do it for yourself. Visit GetScreenedNow.com.
It is 10 o'clock, and right now in downtown St. Louis, we've got sunshine, 76 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey. A driver has rammed a car into a security gate at the FBI building in Pittsburgh and draped an American flag over the gate before leaving. The FBI says it is familiar with the man who had visited the field office weeks ago with a complaint. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger says he's running for governor in 2026. The Republican famously rejected Donald Trump's request to overturn the 2020 election results in Georgia. Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones and Attorney General Chris Carr also seeking the GOP nomination. Former Georgia Republican Jeff Duncan has launched a gubernatorial run as a Democrat. He says when he stood up to Donald Trump, his party kicked him out. As KMOX News has been reporting, President Trump has now added St. Louis to the list of cities he's targeting for federal crime enforcement and use of the National Guard. KMOX legal analyst Brad Young, partner at Harris, Young, and Kaiser, says if Governor Kehoe consents, National Guard troops would be under state control.
And under state control, they could assist with crowd control or traffic enforcement, curfews, even arrests and detentions. Again, the key is under state control.
Young says Governor Kehoe has said if that happens, he would only use them for administrative and support tasks, not arrests or detentions. The St. Louis County Council voted to reject a resolution to honor the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk. Members of the public voiced their opinions for or against it. One person who went against his party was Councilman Dennis Hancock, who explains why he could not vote for the resolution.
Things that he shouldn't have said because they were hurtful or because they were said in a way that was not meant to honor people or to encourage them to think, but simply to hurt them. I can't support that. And this is I wouldn't support it if it was anybody.
The widow of the late Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny says they were able to obtain samples of Alexei's biological materials abroad, had it independently tested at 2 separate labs in 2 separate countries. She says both came to the conclusion Alexei Navalny was murdered, namely poisoned. Navalny was a Russian opposition leader and enemy of Vladimir Putin, who had him sentenced to 9 years in prison. Navalny accused Putin of poisoning him. Putin denied it and claimed Navalny was working for the CIA. The business desk sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. Ben & Jerry's co-founder Jerry Greenfield is leaving the ice cream brand after 47 years. He says the freedom the company used to have to speak up on social issues has been stifled, and the independence the brand had to speak on those issues and events was lost to Unilever. A spokesman for the Magnum Ice Cream Company says it will be forever grateful to Greenfield for his contributions to the company, but says they are not aligned with his viewpoint. The weather is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Plenty of sunshine and hot this afternoon with a high of 92. It'll be clear tonight. Those will range from 55 in a few suburbs to 65 downtown at the Arch. Sunshine, some clouds, and hot tomorrow, high 94. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
We've got sunshine, 76 degrees downtown. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
The Martins came over, we were having spaghetti when we suddenly noticed that we started getting sweaty. So we grabbed the keys and we ate it in the van. That's what my friend said, call Jerry Kelly, man, JerryKelly.com. Give him a call even though it's late, JerryKelly.com.
The Chris and Amy Show on KMOX, brought to you by St. Louis Union Station. Step into the next chapter of family fun at St. Louis Union Station, where new rides bring fresh excitement to a timeless destination.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
It's John Hancock and Chris Ranji from Ballpark Village, Cardinals Nation. There's baseball today, 12:15, first pitch, and we are just getting this note that Wilson Contreras is now on the 10-day injured list, retroactive to the 16th. So that's not good. He's got that right shoulder strain. Jose Fermin has been recalled from Memphis.
That guy, I'd like to have his frequent flyer miles.
What, Contreras?
No, Fermin.
Oh, Fermin. That poor guy.
Yeah.
They probably make him drive. I don't
Probably
even
do.
know.
That's
Hey,
Memphis.
so hour 2 of the show, we've got Katie Lee Collier, the owner of Katie's Pizza and
Yeah.
Pasta. She's hanging out with us right now. There's a Katie's about 150 yards from here.
I see it.
And Katie is with us now. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Isn't it fun?
It is.
It's-
Don't
it's-
ask me any baseball questions.
You don't do you have any baseball thoughts right now that you want to give us? No.
She's focused on the pizza and
Oh,
the pasta,
yeah.
buddy.
That's it.
So first of all, let's ask how things are going. You've got multiple locations around the area. Everything
do.
must be going
Like,
well.
there's
because
like
that
30
place-
of those things. How many of those things do you have?
We're building our 4th in Crestwood. That'll be open in a few months. And then we're moving our Rock Hill location to a bigger space. We've outgrown it. So,
Oh, yeah.
all kinds of fun
It's
stuff.
booming. Katie's is booming.
Yeah, it's booming.
Where's the Rock Hill location going?
Where it was a place called Momo's. That
Oh,
left.
yeah, it's right. It's real
on the
close.
You know
corner.
who owned that? Peter Hirschen's son, who's the owner of Silver Dollar City in much of Branson.
No way.
Yeah, it was his son owned
Okay.
Momo's. It was a Greek place.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
You're full of everything.
Well, I am full of a lot. Yes.
Katie, did you know that soybeans can make ink?
I think they can make everything.
Yeah, that's why he told me about the ink thing today. I didn't
Yeah.
know about that.
Soybeans and corn make everything.
It's amazing.
So the place is doing well. Every time I go by, there are a
Yes.
million people there.
Yep, it's doing great. But today's a big announcement.
Big announcement. All right, hit the drum roll.
Is this
And you
about?
guys-
Is
We don't
this
have a
about
drum roll.
the stores? The Target
the
thing?
frozen pizzas.
You tell people.
Okay, so I'm telling you guys first.
That's
What?
amazing.
Yes.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Okay.
So about 3 months ago, we were awarded a big retailer. They said you have to make 400,000 pizzas in 96 days.
Wow.
And we have a small ragtag team, and we hand make all of our pizzas.
Okay.
And we scaled up and, worked as hard as we possibly could, hit the deadline, which is an incredible story for the team. And we're announcing today that we're going to be in every single Target in the USA.
Wow. Every Target?
2,000, yes.
So there are 5 of you making 400,000 pizzas.
Well, there's 100 of us. It started with about 20 at the beginning of the 96 days. We scaled up quickly and put, frozen trucks out in the parking lot to hold them. And yeah, it was an incredible feat. A documentary film crew followed it all. So you can see it on my Instagram right now, the little, the short films, and see what we did.
So, okay. All right. So they said you have to, in 96 days, you have to
96
make how
days.
many pizzas? It was about 500,000?
400,000.
I'm doing the math over
400,000.
here, Raj.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're not going 24/7 on this deal.
We're doing 6 days a
6
week.
days a week. So
day
that's
and night.
Okay.
so
Day and
that's a roughly 420 pizzas per person. Is that right? Over the course of the 96 days.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
So wait, how are you? I don't get it. How are you doing this?
We're hand making them. So we hand stretch wood fire, top them with beautiful like burrata cheese, torn
Yes.
basil. They're
Oh
really good.
They are so good.
Yeah.
All right. Where are you making them?
In the
I have
oven.
a facility.
Put those things in the oven.
I have a
I know it's an oven, John.
I have a facility in Creve Coeur that
Okay.
I opened up during COVID. So this was our COVID pivot to keep everyone working, keep the restaurants open.
Yeah.
And then we got into Deerbergs and started scaling across the country in small retailers, like chains that had like 20 stores. And then we got this, and it was our first big shot. So we had to do it.
Okay. So, all right. So you had to do it. Now, this will be a continuous thing, right? It's not like
yes.
here's 400,000
No.
pizzas when they're gone.
They're making
gone.
pizzas in Creve Coeur as we speak right now.
All right. So you have to hire more people.
Yeah, and we're building a new big facility. It's a year-long
This is cool.
exclusive, and then we've got a lot of other retailers waiting in the wings, and we're scaling pretty quickly. We also have sauce, and they're going to carry our sauce, our pasta. Yeah.
This is incredible. I mean, we're looking at a conglomeration here. This is going to be
It
big.
really kind of is.
I mean, you're kind of a big thing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, what's
This is great.
what's cool is like it's a really competitive category, maybe the most competitive in consumer packaged
A lot of
goods.
pizza out there.
Frozen
So,
pizza. is.
Yeah, it's dominated by like 4 players. So to be able to like
None of which are any good.
Wait, DiGiorno, Jack's Pizza. Is Jack's one of them?
well,
Tombstone.
all of those are owned by like 2 companies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The pizza conglomeration is one of the untold stories of our day.
Do you feel like you've broken in?
Yes.
We've broken and we've disrupted, hopefully.
Yes. Now, how many different varieties of pizza?
We have four
Four.
flavors.
All
So
right.
pepperoni, meatball, burrata margarita, and then we have a black garlic, which is a really cool. It's like a garlic cheese bread
Oh,
pizza.
yum.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to have to continue to replenish the supply.
Yes,
All
which
right?
we're doing.
Which you're doing.
Yes.
How much sleep are you getting?
You know,
You're not physically making the pizzas yourself, are you?
during this
Katie's
push,
pizza.
of course they did, because you can't ask people to do the impossible if you're not helping.
Right.
Which
Okay,
was
that's right.
really fun to do, and a great experience to be on the line with them.
Did
Yeah.
you feel overwhelmed? I mean, when you have, like you said, you have the shot, you have to take it.
Yeah.
You have to do this. Did you feel overwhelmed at first, or like, oh no, why did I do this?
I felt overwhelmed after I said yes, and once we dug in and realized what the challenge was, and that there were days when we were like, we cannot do this, but how do you go back and say no, and how do you?
She read that book, Raj.
Which one?
She
Hers?
read the book. No, the little engine.
The little engine.
Yeah, and she said, I think I can do this. And then sure enough, you pulled it. How old is Katie's Pizza?
17 years old.
What'd you do before Katie's Pizza?
I worked in restaurants.
Ah.
So my story is high school dropout, started working in restaurants at 15.
Where'd you drop out of high school?
Clayton.
Clayton High?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a good high school to drop out of.
Yeah. They
Okay.
didn't-
All right. So you've been doing this for 17 years. I
Yeah.
did not realize it's been that long.
It's been that long.
Like, I know it's been a long time.
It'll be 18 in February.
First
so we're
location?
coming on Clayton Road. It was a little hole-in-the-wall pizzeria. It was amazing,
Yeah.
but dysfunctional, but amazing. Yeah.
Yes. How is the book doing?
I'm in editing with a real editor and
Okay.
a literary agent, and it'll go to the masses soon.
She's going to end up owning the Cardinals. So here's my
Are you
prediction.
interested in buying the Cardinals?
She's gonna get big. I mean, she's already big. She's
Well,
got
yeah, she's got-
96 pizzas a day and 400 pizzas a day, and
It's something like that.
It's incredible what they're
It's something
doing.
like
and
that.
it's about to end once Walmart comes calling. I mean, the sky's
we
the
did
limit.
win the Walmart Golden Ticket.
There
That's
it is.
right.
Yeah.
There it is.
So explain that to people with the I remember you talking about the
Yeah.
golden ticket.
Yeah, we went down last August, and they awarded us the Golden Ticket, which means you can get into Walmart. And so we're just scaling up to be ready for that partner, which will be, soon. But
Because
this
then
is
it's going to be Walmart. You got Sam's out there. Costco's going to come call. I mean, there's going to be Katie's Pizza. There will be a Katie's Pizza within 6 miles of every person that lives in the United States of
As my
America.
hype man.
I think there's a Katie's Pizza in my house.
Yeah.
So do you once you do this, once it's available in Target, when again will that happen?
Today.
First of all? Oh, today. Oh, today it's happening.
Today.
Pay
All
attention,
across the
Raj.
country.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is
Yeah.
happening.
Target.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Are you going to, beyond the 4 different pizzas that you have
Yeah.
available, do you think you'll expand from there? What'll be available frozen, or are you just going to, do
I
those
think I
really
want to
well?
focus on those because
Yeah.
we've tested everything for the last 17 years. We've tested many more frozen pizzas as well. These are the ones that everyone wants.
Yeah.
And then we have these 3 beautiful sauces, 2 pastas, and then a frozen pasta entree.
How often does your menu change?
At the restaurants, it
Yes.
changes. The full menu changes twice a year, but then when there's hyper seasonal stuff, that'll
Yeah.
change every month.
You got any pumpkin spice over there
Oh,
for the
pumpkin
fall?
will come. I don't know
Yeah.
if we'll spice it up, but
No.
we'll.
Don't they have pumpkin pasta?
Oh yeah,
They have to.
right?
They have to.
absolutely.
There's
Yeah,
pumpkin
you
everywhere.
fill with pumpkin.
That's what
yeah,
it is.
like a butternut squash.
Are you doing that?
We're going to be doing that this year. Yeah, and we
This
have
is
we
amazing.
hand make every noodle, so kind of the
They're-
same with the frozen pizzas.
They're making
Every
the
noodle-
noodles, Raj. This isn't some slipshot operation over
No,
here.
I know.
Katie.
Clearly it's not.
They're cranking noodles out of the noodle machine.
Clearly
How
it's
do you make the noodles?
We hand make them, so we roll out big sheets.
Made
and-
lovingly
yeah,
by hand.
Yes,
That's right. By
yeah.
your neighbors.
Yeah.
Right,
Wow.
they're right over
This is
there.
amazing.
We'll send over some pasta.
Never heard anything like this. This
So
is amazing.
it's-
Dropped out of high school and now she's a multi-billionaire.
Not
That's
yet,
incredible.
not yet.
Well, you're getting there. You're well on your way, Katie.
Oh, good.
Katie's
So-
Pizza. How'd you come up with the name?
I opened the first place with my dad.
Yeah.
And he was like, I think people will like you more than they'll like me. So we named it after
You're more
me.
personable than Dad.
What's his name?
He was a tough guy.
Yeah.
He was a tough guy.
You're good front of the house.
Good front of the house.
That's what you're there for. So okay, we're happy that you came by. This is really
Delighted.
cool
Thank
about
you.
Target.
Thank you guys. I
And then
appreciate
when
it.
Walmart happens, let us know. You have to tell us first.
I know, this is cool. You guys broke the news.
I'm just pinching myself over here and turning red.
Oh, stop it.
That's amazing.
I can't believe it. Katie Lee Collier, owner of Katie's Pizza and Pasta. Is there anything else you want people to know about?
Go to Target so
Go
you
to
can
Target.
support this St. Louis company so that they don't kick us off the shelves.
Okay. Do they give you a target like how well you have to do in a certain amount of time, or they will?
We're on for a year, so we'd like to
Okay.
be on for
All right.
longer than that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you're gonna do great.
They've got what they call the target over there, and if you're selling at the target, you got
very good.
You got to hit the target.
You gotta hit it.
That's very good.
So help us hit it.
Katie Lee Collier,
Thank
owner
you.
of Katie's Pizza and Pasta. Again, you can find the new frozen stuff at Target. That's really awesome.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate
it.
It's great.
Amazing.
St. Louis
Absolutely
company
blown
doing well.
away.
Really happy.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's Katie Lee Collier with us on KMOX.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1979. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1979. That's 800-777-1979. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1979. 800-777-1979.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call the Lance Story Law Firm today and let us get between you and the IRS. We'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems and they need to be handled by an expert attorney team who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURY, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. That's right, Weight Loss Seminar tomorrow at the Marriott St. Louis West in St. Louis at 11 a.m. Stop Smoking Seminar, 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Stronger than ever.
Boy, that Katie Lee is delightful, isn't she? Katie from Katie's Pizza and Pasta came over, and they're now in Target. They're going to be available in Target, the frozen pizzas starting today.
That's
which is
just
very
what an
cool.
incredible story. That
I know. It's just, I mean, coming back from having the addiction problems, and then coming back from that to create a successful St. Louis business, really, really good stuff.
Now nationwide.
A texter wanted to know if the pizza at Target, or is it pastas too? Pastas and sauce. She did say that sauces were coming.
Yeah.
She didn't say
and
anything about
pastas.
pastas.
I don't know whether they're certainly available. I know at Deerberg, she said, the pastas and the sauces and the pizzas.
And another texter says, are the tickets just for today's game? Because we are going to be on the plaza when the show is over at 11 o'clock, and we've got some tickets that we can give
These
out.
are actual paper tickets.
Tickets,
Something
yes.
you don't see every day.
No, for the Cardinals game today. It is for the game today. So if you're
it's
last
today's
minute,
game.
you're taking off work, you're knocking off work, you're retired, you feel like skipping class, whatever you want to do, come by. And if there may be tickets available. They might be gone by the time you get here. I don't know. So
if you got enough people in your party, though, you could also use those to line the parakeet cage. If
the parakeet
if
cage.
needed.
I don't think you want to do
No,
that.
you don't want to do that.
But we do also have tickets to give away to see Jordan Davis, who is performing live, country artist.
Yeah.
He's performing live at Chaffetz Arena on September 27th, and we've got a pair of tickets to give away for that, and we are giving them away right now to caller number 5 to our contest line, 955-1120. 314-955-1120.
Caller number 5, you say?
That's right. Caller number 5 gets to see Jordan Davis September 27th. If you did not win today, or if you do not win today, you'll have a chance tomorrow.
I think if you dial
and a
right
chance
now,
Friday.
you will be caller number 5.
If you dial right now, you might be caller number 5.
No, I think it works.
Uh,
It's too late now.
I've always advocated for using the text line at 314-436-7900.
Yeah.
I do not condone using the text line to say things like "Go Pack Go." You're not allowed.
Well, the Packers, they haven't won a Super Bowl for, what's it been? A while.
Probably like 12 years. No, 15. I think it was 2010 they won.
Did they?
I think we're over that. We're over the Packers thing. We don't need to be doing all this Packers nonsense.
They won in the Brett Favre era.
They did, and they won one with
What's
dummy
his name?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Just both detestable human beings, Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. And I'm going to tell you, there was a time where with Rodgers and the way he played against my team, I could do nothing but say, all right, there was that play from a few years ago when he was still with Green Bay.
Yeah.
Where he ran a ball into the end zone, he scored a touchdown. And he yelled at the crowd, "I still own you."
Ooh.
And I thought, you know what?
Kind of arrogant.
That is incredible. That's
Yeah.
incredible. You know what? He does own us. He does. He owns the Bears. We have to wear it. We have to allow him that.
The Hallis family
but
still
he's
owns the Bears, don't they?
So Virginia McCaskey just died in the offseason.
Right.
She was like 140
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
No, she was old.
Yeah. So she's she passed on.
Was she the daughter of George
the
Hallis? The
granddaughter
Okay.
of George Hallis.
Yeah.
Yes. So George McCaskey, he runs the show.
That's
now.
her husband.
No, that's her son.
Her son. So he's the 4th generation of the Hallises.
Yeah.
George Hallis, of course, a Greek American.
Sure.
And George Hallis, of course, originally owned the team when they were called the Decatur Staleys.
The Decatur, and Staley is the name of their mascot, the bear.
Yeah, and Staley's, of course, is a I don't know what they are. It's a food company based in Decatur, Illinois.
Yeah.
Archer Daniel Midland is in
Archer
the same
ADM. I know about them.
They're there as well. And I think Staley's is in the same basic industry as ADM.
Let me tell you this. The Chicago Bears are a perfect example of why families should not necessarily pass down their business from generation to generation. Because the current Hallis family people don't know what the hell they're doing.
Is that right?
And I don't think
I think that happens a lot.
that's what I'm talking about. And well, in regular business, I'm sure. But this is you do not give your business to your kids just because they're your kids. They may run the business into the ground.
Good.
They don't necessarily know what they're doing because you knew what you were doing.
Yeah. Well, and it's pretty rare in the corporate world to see a third or fourth generation family. They happen, but they're rare.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of families by the third generation, they just cash out and sell it to somebody. And, you've got all these private equity companies out there now that go around and target the third generation and buy those family businesses.
Yeah. Well, somebody needs to buy the Bears family business because they don't know what they're
What
doing.
do you think the Bears are worth? A couple billion?
Oh, they're probably worth at least 6. I bet it's 7 or 8 billion. Yes.
Wow.
The Cardinals are worth a couple billion.
Right.
NFL teams are extremely valuable.
Yeah, I'm sure that's right.
Very, very valuable.
It's quite an exclusive club they've got.
It is an exclusive club, and that is one of the storied franchises.
Yeah.
Though the story seems to have ended in the mid '80s, but that's one of those franchises that if you were to own it, automatically you've got a brand.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like the Cardinals, the Yankees, Dodgers are one of those teams. The Cowboys, absolutely one of those teams. By the way, the Bears play the Cowboys next.
Well, they might win that one. You never know. The other interesting thing, of course, is the St. Louis Rams, when they were here, when Georgia Frontier passed away, her kids, the Rosenblum siblings, Carol Rosenblum's children, couldn't afford the estate taxes that they owed. And so they had to sell their share of the team. They were the majority owners of the St. Louis Rams. They sold that to Stan Kroenke because the Rosenblum kids couldn't pay the estate taxes, and now the Rams are in L.A. Very sad.
Well, that's it's one of the reasons that, as you know, John, some people in St. Louis just despise the NFL, and I don't blame them. I don't blame anybody here for hating on the NFL, though it still does do pretty well.
It's a great product. It's a great product. It's a great game. And even, if you paid attention to some of these roughing the passer calls that have happened in the first 2 weeks, it's a little infuriating.
Yeah. I think they've done a better job at figuring out the penalties, the roughing penalties, and some of the offensive penalties or the penalties on the defense. It used to get at first when they didn't quite know what they were doing. Some of those calls are pretty touchy, but I think they've improved that quite a bit.
I don't know. I've seen at least 3 in the first 2 weeks that
questionable,
very, very questionable, in my ever so humble opinion.
John Hancock, Chris Ranji, we are here at Ballpark Village, Cardinals Nation. The
People
restaurant
streaming through this place.
Well, the place is open now. It is open. There's a day game today. It's the last weekday daytime game at Busch Stadium this season. They will play at 12:15. We've got the pregame show at 11:20. At 11 o'clock, John and I are out, and then I will be on the plaza, the Together Credit Union Plaza, right outside here, kind of near the stage.
Get those cars, ladies, and get down here and catch yourself an eye full of Chris Ranji.
Yeah, catch yourself an eye full of me. I will be giving out some tickets. I got Cardinals tickets for the game today. And while supplies last, I'll be giving them out. You might have to earn them. I haven't decided how I'm giving them away, but you'll come down and do that. Also, Jerry Kelly, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. Thanks to them and 100 acts of kindness, which we are doing throughout the end of the year. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll extend it into next year.
Well, you gotta blow past 100 if you.
I know.
Till the end
Maybe we'll do kind acts going into 2026 also. But thanks to Jerry Kelly, today we'll be on that plaza, and we'll have the compliment wheel. I'll be giving out free compliments to people if you stop by. If you need your day brightened, I'm your guy.
There's no bolt of sunshine I've ever met more like Chris Ranji, I'll tell you that.
That's right. And congratulations to Noel from Manchester.
Oh.
Which is,
God's country.
Is it Noel Gallagher? Aren't they the Gallaghers are from Manchester?
They could be. They could be the one and the same.
Well, how about that?
That's over there across the pond.
Noel Gallagher has won tickets to see Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
September 27th.
The Brits, they love that country music over there.
That is unbelievable.
It is.
Noel Gallagher has won.
It's been just a memorable day here at the wherever we are.
And before we get into trouble, Noel Gallagher did not win the tickets.
He did
I just
not.
want to make sure that you know.
Well, it could.
I mean, actually,
the guy's name could be Gallagher for all we know.
Do you think Noel Gallagher would go see Jordan Davis?
Oh yeah.
You think so?
I mean, I would. He's going to play all of his hits, Raj.
John Hancock, Chris Ranji from Cardinals Nation. A little bit longer here. John Rooney, the voice of the Cardinals, joins us next on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey. I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman. From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM. Your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Thinking about a bath remodel or swapping that old tub for a sleek, easy-to-clean shower? Glover here for Michael's Baths with one question: what is there even to think about? Michael's beats the competition by 30 to 50%, uses top-quality materials, and backs it with over 30 years of experience, and now they'll throw in a free shower door or $500 off. Schedule a free in-home consultation, 636-775-0800, michaelsbaths.com. That's michaelsbaths.com.
Weather is sponsored by Sachs Financial.
Hey, it's Jeff at Sachs Financial. I got a free event coming up to maximize your Social Security, September 22nd and 23rd. Come meet me in person and find out how to maximize your Social Security. Sign up at retiresafestl.com/events.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Thank you, St. Louis, for making Genesis of St. Charles the #1 Genesis dealer in Missouri for 2025. We know your time is valuable. That's why every purchase comes with 3 years of complimentary Genesis service valet within 125 miles. We're closer than you think. That means complimentary vehicle pickup and delivery, plus a loaner vehicle at no additional cost. Or want something new? We'll bring the test drive to you. Visit genesisofstcharles.com today. Based on GMA sales records for 2024, see dealer for details.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insured.
When you get hurt, you don't want to end up on the injured list. You want to get back in the game stronger than ever. At Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, we fight for you, making sure big insurance doesn't throw you a curveball. With over $25 billion recovered, we're the home run hitters you need.
This is way out there and gone.
Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you. Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Fridays mean football. From a zoo to the NFL, we've got your weekend covered.
All three, ready?
It's Friday football on KMOX.
Now, the John Rooney Conversation on KMOX, sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. And if you're a Missourian, we're for you.
Cardinal fans are standing here backing Riley O'Brien. The pitch, a swing, ground ball to third. Arenado scoops him with the backhand and throws him out. That's a Redbird winner. And light up the night in downtown St. Louis. The Cardinals have evened up the series at a game apiece, and they've won the season series over Cincinnati by taking 7 of the first 12 games.
So the Cardinals today will wrap up their series against the Cincinnati Reds. 12:15 is the first pitch. We've got the pregame show at 11:20 on 104.1 FM KMOX and the Odyssey app. John Hancock and Chris Ranji today. We're live at Cardinals Nation right across the street. We are at Ballpark Village. Time to bring in the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney, who is with us now. John, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing fine. Beautiful day here. They have a career day going on down on the field. The Reds are out throwing the football around. And Whitey used to say that if you're throwing the football around late in the year, the season's over. But I see a lot of teams doing that now, so they're doing it much earlier in the year. So I think might be a little too soon at that point. But a lot going on here, and the Cardinals have a chance to win 2 out of 3 like they did in Cincinnati, except they kind of done it the other way around. They won the first 2 games and lost the Sunday game that had the matchup of Palante against Brady Singer, the matchup we have today. So the Cardinals need to get some runs, and Palante attack the strike zone and take 2 out of 3.
Reds are a couple of games out of a wild card spot right now, so they certainly have something to play for in the last week or so. Diamondbacks are a game and a half behind in that for them from that third spot. So you mentioned Andre Palante, who starts today. As you look at his season overall, John, what are your overall impressions of him and what he's done?
Well, he hasn't kept the ball out of the middle of the plate as much as he would like, and his slider or his cutter and his fastball are pretty similar, pretty close in speed. And when he's been able to land his curveball, he's been a lot more effective pitcher. And he's been able to keep the sinker in on batters. When he's pitched inside, he has really been effective. And that's why I'm saying that if he can continue to build off of that and have something positive going into the season next year, going into spring training, get him some runs and see what he can do.
Last night's game saw rookie McGreevy go 7 innings, give up 3 hits, no runs, 6 strikeouts for Michael McGreevy. This kid, he doesn't have overpowering stuff, but he's got stuff, John.
Well, he's a pitcher. That's the thing, John. He pitches, and he moves the ball around, and there are times he leaves it in the middle of the plate, and he's paid for that. But he keeps you in the game. He consistently gives you 5, 6, and into the 7th inning. And he'd be a terrific guy in anybody's rotation. And he's going to fit in, I think, very well next year. I thought he was one of our best pitchers, if not the best, in September last year. And he was a guy who was kind of an insurance policy because Stephen Matz was still on the roster. And they had Fetty here from the trade last year. And it's just too bad that McGreevy wasn't up a little bit earlier. But you can play, coulda, shoulda, woulda all you want, and that doesn't change anything. But the fact that he is here and performing, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he reminds me a little bit, curious to get your reaction to this, he reminds me a little bit about watching Bob Forsch come up in the early 1970s. Same kind of pitcher, isn't he?
Well, I think Forsch had a little more on the fastball than McGreevy. But Bob Forsch was a true pitcher, and he had a lot of guts when he went out there, too. He had a lot of courage in his starts and determination and purpose. And I see that from McGreevy. I think they're similar in that regard. But McGreevy doesn't rattle easily. I can see some bad body language on a breaking ball that kind of slipped out of his hand. He didn't like the follow through, but that's where it stops. He gets back out there. He competes. He tries to do his best to neutralize the running game and help his catcher. He does a lot of things right, and he's a very smart pitcher. And I think he has a lot of leadership qualities, too. We'll see those as he moves on and spends more time with the Cardinals.
Ollie Marmol on the Gas House Gang yesterday. He's with us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock. And we talked a little bit about Kyle Leahy and him building up his innings so that he's got a good foundation just in case they wanted to, have him try out in spring training for a starting position next year in the rotation. What would you think of him? What does his Leahy's repertoire in terms of being a starting pitcher? How much do those two things jive together?
Well, he is being built up, I think, to take a shot at being a starter, being in the rotation, and he has the pitches to do it. And I think he has the makeup to do it. And he has that experience of high leverage situations late in games. And as a starter, then he can use all of his pitches and plan his game out and execute that with the catcher and so on. I think he's very good. And I like the prospects of the Cardinals starting Leahy next year. But I certainly like what he's done at the end of games. And he goes out there and he gives Oliver Marmol and Dusty Blake everything he has each time out. And I just thought he was a little gassed at the end of his last outing because he's been used a lot lately. Those 2 extra inning games on the road trip, the 13-inning game in Seattle on Wednesday, the extra inning game on Saturday in Milwaukee, I think it took a lot out of the bullpen. But I admire these guys. They'll go in and tell Ollie, you know what, I probably could use a day, but if you need me, I'm there for whatever you have in mind.
Yeah. What are you hearing out of the ball club about Liam Doyle, the number 1 draft pick? He's at AA Springfield right now, I think.
I don't hear a lot because I haven't had a chance to talk to Patrick Anderson about him, but I think he's progressing the way they would like, and I'm sure we'll see him in spring training.
Yeah, I'm going to see a lot of Sajasi now with Mason Wynn done for the season. This is a guy that is maybe auditioning for a spot on this ball club for next year, do you think?
Oh, there's no question he is. And he's a right-handed bat where we have makeup of so many left-handed bats in the lineup right now on the team and at the minor league level that Sajasi is in a pretty good spot where he could compete to be an extra infielder and a right-handed bat available off the bench, but a guy who could play 3-4 days a week in the lineup, spelling other players, anything they'd have in mind, because he does put the ball in play. The guy's been a hitter. And he's been making adjustments here. And I grew a little tired of having to say every time, well, his only home run was in April in Boston. Well, he ended that last night with a line drive to get out of here in no time. And he gets extra base hits, and he puts the ball in play. And there are times where he's hit a rough patch of strikeouts. But for the most part, he puts the ball in play, and he's building a case that he should be on that 26-man roster next year.
Cardinals and Reds this afternoon, 12:15 first pitch. The pregame show here on KMOX happens at 11:20. That is not an accident. We're talking to John Rooney. We'll be listening to the game today. John, thank you for being with us again.
All right, sounds good, guys. Have a great day, and let's get a win.
All right, thanks, John.
John Rooney, Cardinals baseball today.
Yep.
And it's sunny. Right now it's 80 degrees. So it's going to get a little warm today, but come on, man. Like,
it'll be fine out there.
Why would you not just take a day off? What's the purpose of going into work today?
Exactly.
There's nothing good happening
Nothing there for you.
So, John, every Wednesday we do the midday midlife.
Wow.
Talk about people in their midlife area. It's not a crisis, but just how they're behaving, what they're doing.
For some,
it is actually a crisis.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people in the midlife have decided not to have children.
You don't say.
Why is that? We're going to talk to Katie Gillis, licensed clinical social worker and psychotherapist. Katie will join the show when we come back. It's John Hancock and Chris Ranji from Cardinals Nation. We're going to be at the Together Credit Union Plaza right at 11 o'clock. We've got Cardinals tickets to give away for the game today. It's for the game today. So if you want to come down and hopefully snag a couple of tickets, they might be gone by the time you get here. You never know. But we will be there starting at 11 o'clock. It's 104.1 FM KMOX.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out, but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events, so call your Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent or visit mofbinsurance.com to find an agent near you, and we'll make sure you have the right coverage for each of life's wins.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for the people of Missouri, in good times and in bad. We're from Missouri families and Missouri communities. We're for giving back to those communities and lifting people up. And when Missouri weather rips through our state, we're for helping put back the pieces. We're for brighter days and new tomorrows. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. And if you live in Missouri, we're for you.
The KMOX City SC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra, is back. Next stop, Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill in Arnold, Thursday, September 18th. A limited number of fans can get an autographed picture from City SC player Timo Bunkardel. Win great prizes, enjoy great food, and a cold drink. Hot Shots in Arnold is the place to be Thursday, September 18th from 6 till 8 p.m. for the City SC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote Renter's Insurance at Progressive.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Hey guys, Glover here for Universal Windows Direct. Fall is the perfect season to tackle those home improvement projects before the weather turns cold. And if your windows are old, drafty, or just plain inefficient, now's the time to finally do something about it. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit whether you need 4 or 14, you only pay for half. And to make it even easier, you'll get 0% financing for 3 years, so no interest, no pressure. So don't wait for the first freeze to realize your windows aren't cutting it. Call 314-334-2522 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, focusing on the Siteman Kids program at St. Louis Children's Hospital, and Dr. Mohammed Abdul-Baki.
We have a large global program that people do not know about, thinking this is St. Louis in the center of the country, and we get consulted on a large number of international consults.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, go to siteman.wustl.edu.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey, and some of you may know that I moved my mother to St. Louis about a year ago because she's aging and I needed to help her with day-to-day things, including getting her estate planning together. I recently met with the folks at Jansky Law. Martin Jansky is an elder law attorney, and that's exactly what he does. Everything from your power of attorney to advanced estate planning, including probate. Maybe you have your estate documents completed, but a nursing home could be in the future for you or a loved one. Jansky Law can help with pre-crisis and nursing home planning as well. Martin Jansky has 30 years of experience, young or old, no matter what your age. If you love your family and want to make sure that your wishes happen or help them ensure theirs do, call Jansky Law at 314-881-6141 or online at janskylaw.com. That's with a J, JANSKY law.com. Again, JANSKY law.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station.
John Hancock and Chris Ranji from Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village. Baseball this afternoon, 12:15. Cardinals and Reds, that's the first pitch, and we're taking you up until Tom Ackerman will take over at 11 o'clock. I'm glad you're with us today. It's time for the midday midlife as we discuss all kinds of issues for those in their 30s and 40s and, trying to navigate this part of their lives. No, 50 is not considered. Yeah, 50 is in your midlife, of course. Katie Gillis is a licensed clinical social worker and psychotherapist and is with us now on KMOX. Katie, we appreciate your time. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. And I fall into this category. More adults are choosing not to have kids. Why is that happening, and how, I don't know if I want to call it a problem, but how prevalent is it?
So it's more prevalent. So I was kind of chuckling when I heard you say, or 50s, the midlife. I'm kind of chuckling. I'm like, well, hopefully, because I got another few years left. But actually, like, interestingly enough, research shows that people are just saying that they just don't want to, and that they're like kind of given more, I don't want to say permission, but I mean, maybe they're feeling more comfortable being able to be comfortable with that decision, if that makes sense. Some other, influences, of course, are economics, and stuff like that. But it's interestingly enough, research is just saying that people are saying, I'm finally feeling comfortable being able to say no.
Yeah, there used to be kind of a social scorn, going back into the 1950s and 60s in this country, where if you didn't have kids, something was wrong with you. And that largely has gone away now.
Yeah, I think there is always going to be some kind of stigma, you know what I mean? Or some kind of, I guess, judgment, if people, and then of course I definitely understand. I have many friends and colleagues who are like, wanting to have children, but can't, for many different reasons. And I hold space for that. And I absolutely, I understand, and I feel for them, but definitely the stigma, is changing. I think at least for, maybe our generation, the midlife, I think we have choices that our, parents and grandparents maybe couldn't have made as easily, for sure.
So why do people feel, has it been a thing where people maybe in the past wanted to not have kids, but felt pressured to do it, and now they just don't feel that pressure anymore? Or is there just a growing desire not to do it?
I think it's, honestly, I see, and of course I'm going to have a bias because, I'm in the mental health realm. And so a lot of people who I interact with are going to have, it's going to be related to, their life and healing and stuff like that. Maybe there's some breaking generational patterns, things that I notice. But it's interestingly, I'm seeing that there's less pressure. I have many, people who I talk to who will say, I felt I had children just because I feel like it was the thing to do and felt like I had to. I felt no other option, which is really too bad. And then I have many people who are child free in my circle, both professionally and personally, who say, I haven't really felt that pressure. And I kept feeling like I was going to, maybe in my 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s, and I haven't been feeling that same pressure. So definitely there's a social shift, I think.
So when you look at your clients, your professional clients, are there instances where you've got spouses who one wants kids and the other doesn't? How prevalent is that situation?
Yeah, I do see that, unfortunately. And that's a hard one because, one person really wanting something is not going to change, if the other person might not want children just as much as the other person does want them. And that's a very difficult situation to be in. So I feel for couples who are struggling with that. That is definitely something that comes up. But I notice that less and less with younger people. I notice that for people who are maybe more feeling like, my clock is ticking, so to speak, that kind of thing. I'll see some of that sometimes.
I know that can be an irreconcilable thing where if one person wants to, the other one doesn't, you just can't get past it. If people are navigating it and trying to stay together despite it, what can they do?
That's a hard one because I think sometimes couples will kind of like look to me to like make that decision for them, which of course is something that, that is something that, is very personal. That is something it's hard to know. I do think that that's something where, having communication and open communication is so important right then. And I don't think necessarily, that it's about changing the other person. Maybe sometimes we explore, what is it behind, the desire, the want to have children that's coming up for you. Sometimes it's that, sometimes it's not, as simple as that. So it definitely, there's a range for sure. That's a hard one.
I believe I've read where in the United States we have a declining birth rate. If that's true, are there societal implications with that?
I don't know. I've seen research either way. I've seen research showing, that we're declining, and then I've seen research showing that we're not. And it's so hard to know. You know what I mean? It's really hard to know unless I certainly can't go out and count, everyone. But I think that, I think for every person like us, or person, if anyone listening who can relate to this, I think if for every person like us, I think there are people, that are in maybe the other camp who are, wanting to have children. And that's one of the most important things they've wanted. And so I think there's always going to be that. I just think, with the decrease and decline in pressure for people to feel like they have to have children, I think there are always going to be people who that's what they want. So I don't think there are any major implications.
Yeah, we just have a few seconds here, about 20 seconds. So if people are they do feel that pressure, maybe didn't exist as much as it used to, but still does exist for some, what's the best way to navigate it?
I think just being able to allow yourself to explore what comes up for you, and, kind of validating that, like, whatever your choice is, it's valid and it's important, and just kind of remembering that.
Katie Gillis, licensed clinical social worker and psychotherapist. We appreciate you joining us today. Thank you for talking this topic over with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
That is Katie Gillis. Yeah, I don't have kids right now.
There you have it.
As far as I'm aware, I don't.
Oh, buddy, I think if you had kids, you'd know about it.
Oh, see, that's what I keep telling people.
That would be my best guess.
Every time I say I don't have kids, they go, "That you know about." I'm like, you know what? If I had kids, they would find me.
I was a total accident.
You?
Yeah.
Well, I think that a
total accident.
I'm happy with you.
I am the product probably of a Cardinal game.
You probably are.
Late in the season, and Dad probably had a few too many.
Yeah.
And then 9 months later, there I am.
Speaking of the Cardinals, games coming up. Tom Ackerman is going to join you next. He's going to have the pregame show taking you up to it. I will be out on the Together Credit Union Plaza giving out. I've got some tickets to give away for the game today. If you stop by, you might get them. They might be gone by the time you get here, so you better hurry up. Also, Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical has us outside. We'll be giving away compliments. Part of 100 Acts of Kindness. Join me outside. This has been the Chris and Amy Show. Back tomorrow at 9 with John Hancock and Chris Ranji on KMOX.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?